welcome Jeff Norte, CEO of Capital Farm Credit, to Techwave broadcast. Thank you, Jeff, for taking time and doing this with me. I'm sure we'll have an amazing conversation around the mission and vision of the Capital Farm Credit and the amazing things that you guys are doing to helping the agriculture and as well as the community that you are serving.
Thank you for inviting me and being such a gracious host, Raj. We love the new relationship that we've built with Techwave. We look forward to working with the company and really look forward to leading the industry and particularly farm credit with innovation. It's one of our keys to our strategic vision 2030.
Absolutely, we are super excited about it. On the topic, can you kind of describe a little bit about the vision and the mission that you guys are after?
Sure. We're a 100-year-old farm credit system.
Wow.
We're made up of 55 organizations across the United States, and we're 55 different entities, but we collectively we collaborate and work together. We serve farming and ranching, and we provide loan products and lending services to farmers and ranchers. And so we are a mission-based organization. Which means the people that work at Capital and the people that work in the farm credit system, you'll find are very passionate about ensuring the long-term success of farmers and ranchers.
And I'm sure with this journey, you see a lot of resilience from the farmers, then the day-to-day things that they go through. How involved your organization is with them in terms of
we have direct relationships with our farmers and ranchers, and it's kind of I grew up on a farm, and it's at the core of who I am, and you find it's at the core of a lot of folks in the farm credit. And so I may not work on the farm anymore, but providing loan products and capital is so intense in the farming and ranching. A tractor today is, incredibly expensive. Land is incredibly expensive. So having access to capital for farmers and ranchers is key to their long-term success. So our lenders are out in the field daily, visiting with farmers and ranchers. We often refer to ourselves as trusted advisors, which means we're looked to help put together financial plans, strategy, business, or as a partner with farmers and ranchers.
So you are also kind of involved in educating them about the financials and how to kind of run the farm itself as well from the financing standpoint.
We are, and we spend a lot of time with them, helping them ensure that they understand break-evens, they understand the cost structure of their business. And it's one of the values that we bring. And I think the next generation, the young folks now today, are so much more innovative and so focused on data and on learning and using technology and understanding their finances. And when you reference resilience, willing to move and change and do things different than maybe the last generation did.
And do you see this as a huge shift, like all the young generation now? Do you see that as a shift that is coming through? They are kind of now open to taking the farming and open to kind of get involved and run a profitable organization?
It is. It's a pretty good shift. Farmers and ranchers in the U.S., it's a pretty fragmented business, lots and lots and lots of small operations. But over time, what we've seen is more consolidation. And so those farmers and ranchers that can innovate, that can change their business as they see the market opportunities, are the ones that we see successful. We see traditionally. And the challenge for us, honestly, is we've got to serve the entire market. So we have farmers and ranchers that have traditionally just done the same thing forever. That's still a big part of who we have to serve. But we also have to serve that next generation. And they've got different mindsets. If we don't demonstrate value to them, they don't see a relationship as being as important as maybe the last generation did.
How do you see your sales, the front end associates of CFC taking that on? Like, are they very adaptive in terms of what's happening in the market?
Yeah. When I think about the next generation and serving that piece of the business, I hear it consistently.
Yeah.
The one thing that you hear that they're challenged with the most is time.
Yeah.
They have limited time.
Yes.
So when they look at us, they say, I don't have time to come into the office from 12 to 1 and visit with you. I will do it after dinner, and I need to be able to do it on my mobile, on my app.
Yeah.
I need to be able to do things electronically and digitally.
Yeah.
And I hear that commonly. And so we have to evolve our business to make sure that we're meeting them in the fields and where they are.
Yeah. So you are almost taking the bank to them. Right?
That's exactly what we have to. We say, we used to say, come into the office and sit down with a loan officer.
Yeah.
Now we'll say a loan officer's office is their truck.
Yes.
And their laptop.
Yeah.
And their iPad.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring the office to you.
Okay, that's great. So we are seeing in the market, right, like with the information that you just shared about the generation shifting, and actually not just about the generation, but I think every generation is now savvy to understand how they can adopt to a digital technology.
Yes.
And then both for making their life simpler, but also to advance their ultimate mission, right, in terms of growing their business and their farming activities. So how do you see that shift? Are the more appetite to kind of take on these new advancements?
Yeah, I would say a couple things when I think about that. One, labor is a challenge.
Yeah.
Attracting talent.
Yeah.
Even in our business, right? Attracting talent is a challenge.
Yeah.
And so it's no different for them. And so they have to come up with ways to do things that are more innovative. They have to come up with ways to do things that are more efficient. They can't, they're challenged to compete, to attract talent. I got to tell you, when I go around farms and ranches in Texas, there's not a lot of folks that say, I want to work 15 hours riding a horse, sorting cattle.
Yeah.
It's just not something that a lot of folks do. So they start looking at drones. They start looking at things. How do I count cattle without having someone on a horseback? And so we're seeing that shift.
Yeah.
Some of that is driven by just the challenges around attracting labor.
Yeah. And also that's probably when they are kind of experiencing those kind of technologies in their operations, they're probably looking at the same level of experience when they're coming to credit. They're coming to financing as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are on a great journey to provide those.
Yes.
Can you just talk about that?
Sure. When I think about the new digital age, and I think about helping them as far as from a timing perspective and meeting them where they need to be serviced, being able to upload documents, being able to leverage data that you can provide to them so to help in their operations. All these are things that we're looking at to enhance that customer experience. Again, going back to, we have to be a trusted advisor.
Yes.
We have to demonstrate how we're providing value to that farmer or rancher.
Yeah. They're also your members, right?
They are.
And
they are.
They're also partners in your business in terms of the value that you are generating, not only by providing the finance to them, but also kind of making them part of the sharing the benefits as well.
So we are unique.
Yeah.
We are formed as a cooperative.
Yeah.
And a cooperative, so we lend to people that own us. So when you borrow from Capital Farm Credit to buy a piece of real estate, to buy a piece of equipment, you're actually buying into the co-op.
Yeah.
And then in turn, every year we pay a dividend. It's called patronage.
Yep.
And we pay patronage back to our members. And that reduces their interest rates.
Yes.
And so they become a member and an owner.
Okay.
And it's a unique relationship because now my customers are my owners.
Yeah.
And so when I first came to the cooperative world in 2005 from the commercial bank world, they would talk about partnerships, and I'm like, is it really a partnership?
Yeah.
But then I understood. Wait a second, it really is.
Yeah.
Because If the customer wins, then we win, and then we share back our earnings with that customer. So it really is truly a partnership. So their success is our success, and then we return that back to them.
And is that allowing you to kind of keep those members for lifelong?
It does. Probably, right? Once they, many times we like to say we enter into relationships when we build our customers based on our knowledge, based on our experience, and the patronage and the returning of our earnings back is the icing on the cake. So they hopefully come to us because they look at us as that trusted advisor. And then when they start getting those checks every year and then return and they see the reduced interest rate expense, that's
and the more bonding, more loyalty comes into the picture as well, right? So I think educating them is a big part of your journey, right, with them. So what kind of programs that you guys do to kind of help them on various matters of the farming and as well as the financing side of it?
So I would say we have a lot of different programs. What we have focused on a lot in the last couple of years is that young beginning and small farming operations. And when I say young beginning and small, that doesn't mean that these are all 20-year-olds, because a small farmer might be a 40-year-old a veteran that just got out of the military. But what they lack many times is mentorships. They lack financial expertise, understanding how to put together business plans. And they're challenged with just having relationships with others that have their common challenges. And so we do a lot of work around learning programs, and we take it one step further. We even say, if you're willing to go through a program where you learn the financial disciplines necessary to run a business, we'll give you a reduced interest rate.
Wow. Okay.
So we're enticing them to become financial expert and understand their business. But we believe in the long run that's going to pay strong dividends.
And that's going to be a central part of how they can be an efficient operator of their farms. And how do you kind of I'm sure you are competing with the local non-cooperative kind of banking
commercial
operations, commercial banks as well. How do you kind of differentiate from that standpoint?
It gets back to that purpose and that mission. So I spent half my career in the commercial banking sector, and it's a great place to be. Commercial banking, again, is a wonderful place. The farm credit, though, is unique because of that mission-driven purpose. And what that means is the majority of the people that work in farm credit have a real high passion and understanding of agriculture. And so understanding the challenges, and I would tell you one of our core values is commitment. And commitment means that we're there in the good times and the bad times. Because if there's one thing that's consistent in farming and ranching, it's highly volatile. There's good years and there's bad years. And what we don't want to do is when they're in a bad year or a challenging year is close the door on them.
And also see from the discussions that I had with you, right? You mentioned something about you personally feel this as the way of contribution back to the society, our community where you are living. You are a ranch owner by yourself. But how it feels like when you are able to do something like this.
So I think I've shared with you the stories of grew up on a farm in Southern Oregon, and we hayed and we ranched and we grew alfalfa, and we provided alfalfa for dairies. And man, I tell you, it's a labor of love, right? It's 15-hour days. It's a lot of work. What I realized though is I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to do. And I went to college, got my degree in accounting and finance, went on to get a master's degree, and I feel like now I'm in a position of combining my strength, which is accounting and finance, with my core passion, which is agriculture. And so I finally feel like it's one of those things that comes full circle, right? Now I'm back doing something that I truly love. I'm not working on the farm, but I'm really helping farmers and ranchers. I think I'm helping farmers and ranchers way more than I would have if I would have just been a farmer.
And it's such a dream. And it actually having Techwave associate with CFC
Yes.
brings that value to me as well.
Yeah.
I'm a son of like a farming family, and
Yes.
my parents live in a village and
Yes.
farm today as we speak as well. And I remember all those days of me helping my dad with all the stuff.
Yes.
But now I'm in a different world.
Yes.
But now coming back to what you were saying,
and
comes
full circle,
right? And it's a great association.
The partnership now that we'll have.
It kind of, that's why always when I kind of talk to you and your team, it gives me goosebumps in terms of like what say this is real and I lived this. This cooperative system has actually helped uplift some of the farmers that I have a direct experience, including my family, and now I can see real value around it. A little bit shifting gears around it, and when you kind of look at your farm credit associations, how do you see what are the challenges and opportunities that are ahead of you today?
Well, there's a lot of challenges, I would tell you, but by my nature, I'm still optimistic.
Yes.
The farmers and ranchers in the U.S. are some of the most resilient, like we started with, and so they'll adapt, they'll change.
Yes.
But every year it's a challenge. Every year I've been doing this for 30 plus years, and it feels like it's harder this year than it was last year, and we figure out ways to get through it and are very successful. I would tell you today, though, U.S. farmers and ranchers are challenged with labor. They're challenged with regulation. They're challenged with costs of inputs.
Okay.
For example, talked to a farmer and rancher about 2 weeks ago, and he's producing probably the best crop he's produced in 20 years, cotton crop. And he's going to lose $500,000 this year.
Wow.
And he was dumbfounded. He was struggling with how can I, if I'm losing money when I'm producing the best crop that I've ever produced, what's my future? And then some of the challenges are fertilizer prices and input costs are still high and a challenge. Prices in the marketplace are low in some commodities. And so we've got to see some structural changes in the global markets, for example. You hear some conversations going on about opening up global markets and new markets. I think if we can compete in the global markets, the U.S. farmer and rancher can always compete. But when those markets are not available, it creates challenges and it pushes down their prices that they get on their products. And we're seeing a little bit of that. So this year we'll probably be looking for a little assistance to get through, and that's not uncommon, safety nets. I will tell you, the farmers and ranchers, the investment that they have to make, $500,000 for a tractor, and it goes up from there, and land costs. The capital that's needed to run a farming operation now is incredible, and so we've got to be able to make sure that those farmers and ranchers are long-term or sustainable. So a quick one-time fix to help, bail out maybe some of the farmers and ranchers this year, it's needed, but that's not the solution long-term. We've got to figure out some structural changes to open up some of those markets and allow farmers and ranchers to compete. And
I think in the US, farming is great at scale, right? And then when they are able to kind of take that and go to a global market, then there is a huge value. In terms of it, and both of us being in Texas, right? It's we can see that in firsthand, like how big operations could be, and how dynamic they can be as well, right? Where they have to make decisions so quickly, and we will be surprised, and I think a lot of people would be surprised that farmers have to deal with a lot of uncertainty every time. They don't know what's coming tomorrow. They have to wake up every day.
And the risk, to be honest, some of the risks that we see in farming and ranching, the volatility in the markets. Now, I will tell you, the one thing we've seen farmers and ranchers do really well over the last decade is develop skills and insights into how to manage risk better. By forward contracting and by putting puts in and fixing prices, so they put floors in some of their prices of their products. In today's market, right now, cattle are doing well, and the cattle market is high, and cattle and those folks producing cattle, raising cattle, are are recognizing bigger profits than they ever have.
Okay.
But we've seen this same recipe in 2014 and 15, and then dropped off 40%.
Okay.
And in that 10 years ago, there was not as many risk tools being used.
Okay.
Today, if I talk to a farmer or rancher, or I talk to a lender on our team about what cattle raisers are doing, all of them are using risk management tools.
Okay.
They've learned from the past, and they said, I got to fix my, these strategies now. I've got to fix my prices. I've got to guarantee some of my profits.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of risks involved in the volatility of the pricing, but the education and the background of some of these farmers and ranchers now are another level.
And kind of knowing that shift could come, they're better prepared, right?
Yes.
They'll be very careful about how to spend that profits as well.
Yeah.
There would be some day that they have to be able to.
Well, that's a key.
Yeah.
You just hit something on a nail on the head right there with regard to the successful farmers understand that there's volatility in the markets. There's always going to be that in farming and ranching.
Yeah.
And those farmers and ranchers that set aside money when they're doing well, they're the ones that make it through when the challenges. Yeah. The ones that go out and overspend and maybe don't recognize that there could be a downturn are the ones that are challenged.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I think some of the exciting things that we are working together as well.
Yes.
And obviously leveraging AI and leveraging data. How do we bring the value? I would love to hear your views on that.
Well, we're really excited about that because we've got an entire lending system that we have in place now, and the customers don't see that. But what that does allow us to do is it allows us to prioritize that customer experience.
Yes.
And when I say that, I mean, what things can we do? Again, back to that trusted advisors. What things can we do for our customers to help them be successful in their business? And we see that come in the form of data. What kinds of data can we help provide back to them that they can readily have to help them make better decisions on farm?
Yes.
I think we can do that. And using innovative and using AI and using products to help provide that to those. Again, they want to see it on their phone.
Yeah.
They want to be able to pull it up and look, what did I do this year, last year? And data is going to be critical. And some of the tools that we're developing now with your help is going to position us well. Yeah,
and then I think we kind of some of the examples of sales coach and all of this, right? Helping even the frontline associates of CFC to be more aware of all the things that are possible, and so that they can have a ready discussion with the farmer in terms of what is available for them.
Yeah, that sales coach that you guys put together, that AI sales coach, is very unique. Not only is it help develop our sales staff, but it critiques them back to what we call our capital advantage. And those are our sales skills, our 6 critical skills of selling. You built into that model. And so it immediately provides feedback to that lender about, I forgot to ask about where did they hear from us? Or what did I forgot to ask, do they have a spouse, and will the spouse be on the note? So it gives them immediate feedback, and it immediately helps them become, again, more of that trusted advisor. Am I asking the right questions? Am I helping my customer the best that I can? Yeah.
And there's misconception about AI and what it would do and all of that. But I think we are in the first-hand experiencing the potential of expanding opportunity, right? In terms of leveraging these tools, but bringing more opportunity, able to actually provide more services, value-added services to farmers, so that they can actually make their operations much more efficient.
Yeah, I've even said to our staff, there are people that are afraid of AI, and I said, you won't be replaced by AI.
Yeah,
you'll be replaced by the person that understands how to leverage AI.
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's how it is today, adoption. And I think something that we can actually learn from ranchers and farmers, that how quickly they adopt for some of the farming technology, without them knowing they're already adopting the AI, they're adopting the advanced technologies. I think it's on our side now to make operations much more efficient, having the data available readily to them, and making sure that the cost of operations itself kind of is optimized in a way that we can provide the more patronage back to them.
That's right.
Right. And
we run an extremely efficient operation.
Yeah.
But we at Capital are always challenged with, I think I mentioned to you, finding folks with the expertise that we need is a challenge.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out how do we take the people that are subject matter experts, leverage AI within our organization so that we're creating efficiencies to keep our costs down so that then we're returning the most patronage back to our member owners.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's your next wave? What do you see the whole journey come together in next 5 years?
You know, we have at Capital Farm Credit, we put together what we call Vision 2030.
Yeah.
And a key component, it is smart growth. It is outreach, which includes alliances and our work in our communities. It's our people. It also includes innovation, though.
Yeah.
And innovation for us is a digital first strategy.
Yeah.
And that means how do we best serve our customers and how do we best serve our employees with that digital experience?
Yes. And we are so excited about the partnership and an opportunity to be part of that vision, right? And then bring in the right kind of mix of the talent and right solutions to the table, working closely with your team. And this journey has been so inspiring because whoever we have interacted with at Capital has that core mission in their heart, right? And they really are striving in every step of the way to bring that to the table. And then everything that we are talking about, whether it could be digital technology, it could be way of providing some of the data back to the frontline team. All of this is centered around that simple mission of kind of how can we serve the community better. And that's always inspiring to be part of that kind of journey. And thank you for letting us.
Well, and I thank you, and I thank Techwave, and you said it really well this morning, Raj. You know, you said we can provide a technology solution. We need to understand the relationship, and we need to understand what you're trying to achieve. And we can provide, from Techwave's perspective, we can provide that technology solution. So the relationships that you've emphasized, the culture that you emphasize here at Techwave aligns very closely with ours. And it's one of the things that most attracts us to this future and this relationship.
Great. Both Texas-based companies coming together and serving community in Texas is an awesome experience in itself. And thank you for all the opportunity, and thank you for doing this wonderful podcast with me. And it's insightful. Always want to kind of come back and check on this in few months and then talk about new topics.
Sounds great. Thank you again. I appreciate.
Thank you very much.